In this series, we will be exploring 4 beautiful and timeless female collars every fashion designer should know. The shawl collar, known for its soft and graceful roll. The Peter Pan collar, loved for its feminine rounded shape. The sailor collar, recognized for its bold and distinctive design. And the two-piece shirt collar, a classic collar widely used in shirts and shirt dresses. In today's tutorial, we are starting with the two-piece shirt collar. I will show you the complete drafting and construction process step by step, making it easy to follow whether you are a beginner or an experienced fashion designer. My name is Bolaji and this is Regi School of Fashion. In drafting a female two-piece shirt collar, the first step is to get your measurements ready. That is the measurement of the neckline. So after taking the neck circumference measurements of the wearer, you must have drafted your bodies and constructed your shirt to this point. And if you haven't started constructing your shirt, you can as well use the measurement you have on the shirt bodies. But in my case, I use the measurement I have on the half constructed shirt, and this is how I took my measurement. The measurement needed is all the neckline measurement around the neckline, as you can see, including the placket allowance. The placket allowance I have is 1 inch here and 1 inch here. Then this is my shoulder joining, so I took my measurement from the center front to the shoulder point. So that is going to be my front neck measurement. Then I took the measurement again from the shoulder point, which is the joining I have here, all around to the center of the back. You can see I have a notch here, so this is the center of the back. So I took the measurement here as well, which I have 4 in total from the center front, not from the placket allowance. From the center front, this is my center front, so from the center front to the center of the back, in total I have 8.5 inches, so which means altogether is going to be 17 inches, so which is the exact neck circumference measurement of the wearer. Now, in case the measurement you took on your client is not the same as what you have on your bodies, that is not an issue. If the difference is in between 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 of an inch, it will still fit. But anything more than 1/2 of an inch, you have to readjust your pattern and take away the excess you have on the pattern. Before cutting my fabrics, I've already taken the measurement of my pattern before cutting out my fabrics. So once everything is aligned, the next step is to get your pattern paper ready. So now I have my pattern paper ready and I have a vertical line and horizontal line drawn out, as you can see. This vertical line is the center of the back, so which is where I stopped the measurements. This is the center of the back, so this line is my center back and I label it as CB. So which means the measurement I will use for this pattern is going to be half of the whole neck circumference measurement, half of the whole neck circumference measurement, because I'm starting from the center of the back. So I have this as the center of the back and this is going to be the opening of my collar. Don't forget we are making a two-piece shirt collar. One is going to be a stand collar and the other one is going to be the main shirt collar, so that is the one that will be overlap. So I'm starting with the stand collar. From the center back, I will insert the back neck measurement I took from the center of the shoulder to the center of the back, which is 4 inches, and I will mark it out. Then from the 4 inches point, I will insert the front neck measurement, which is 4.5. So that is 4.5 inches. So in total, I will have 8.5 inches. So after getting these two measurements, the next step is to shape this line. Don't forget, I told you this is going to be the opening of the stand collar. So that is the lower part of the stand collar. So this is the part that will be attached around the neckline. And because of the shape we have on the neckline, you can see it's not on a straight line. So I have to make this also a bit curvy so that when I'm attaching the collar, there will not be any bulge or squeezing around the neckline. So, and because of this, I'm going to take this point. So this is the front neck point. I will take it downward by 1/4 of an inch. So that is 0.25. In case you don't know how to read your measuring tape, I have a well-detailed tutorial on that. You can go through my channel or check the description box area for the link to the tutorial. So now that I have this, I'm going to take my curve ruler and connect this smoothly to the straight line. And the positioning of my ruler is going to be like this. So which means the curvy part is facing downward. And it must blend up smoothly with the straight line I already have here. So you can see my pencil is pointing on the straight line. So with this, I'm going to have a smooth connection. Okay, so the next step is to take this point upward with a straight line. So this part is going to be the center of the front. This is the center of the back. It's going to be on fold when cutting out on fabric, while this part is going to be open. So after inserting the exact neck circumference measurement, the next step is to insert the placket allowance. You know, this has to be properly aligned to the edges of the shirt from here to here, and this depends on the measurement you used for your placket allowance. The minimum you can use for your placket allowance is 1 inch, but if you don't want it to be too wide, you can reduce it to 0.75, but 1 inch is a standard. 1 inch, 1.25 or 0.75. So you can subtract or add 0.25 to the standard measurement, which is 1 inch. So in my own case, I will be using 1 inch. So from here, I will measure 1 inch forward. So which is here. And because I will need a seam allowance to finish the edges of the collar, so I will be adding extra 1/2 of an inch. So in total, I have 1.5 inches. Then I have this point. So after getting this point, then I can as well extend this upward like this. So I'll come here and measure the same 1.5 inches. Okay, now you can see there is opening in between this and this. I'll just take my straight ruler and connect it nicely like so. So now the next step is to measure the height of the collar. The standard measurement for a stand collar measurement is 1 inch. So I'm going to take this upward by 1 inch. So from this point, I will take 1 inch. But in my own case, because I don't want back and forth, I'm going to add my seam allowance at the same time. 1/2 of an inch is needed downward and 1/2 of an inch is needed upward as well. Because after cutting this out, I'm going to cut 2 pieces. So that is the top collar and the under collar. And both are going to be in pieces separately. So 1/2 of an inch is needed in joining the upper parts together. 1/2 of an inch is needed below in connecting this to the neckline. So in total, I need 2 inches for the height of the collar, 1 inch for the height of the collar, and 1 inch for my seam allowance. so which makes it 2 inches in total. And when you are taking this measurement, don't forget this is no more on a perfect straight line. You have to follow the shape you have on the opening of your collar, so which is exactly what I'm doing right now. 2 inches. So from here to here I have a straight line, so I'm going to maintain the straight line, so which is here. A straight line. I will extend it a little bit forward. Okay, then from here to here, this is the positioning of my ruler. So the same positioning I have for the lower part is what I will be maintaining on the upper part. Then from here to here, I used the straight part of my ruler. So I'm doing the same thing. Now you can see the shape I have for my stand collar. So I'm going to erase unnecessary lines I have here. So now you can see the shape I have at the lower part is different from the one I have at the upper part. This curve is facing downward, while this one is also facing downward. But after cutting, even mere looking at it, you can see the shape are not the same. So you have to look out for this. Now the next step is to have that beautiful round shape on the edges of the collar, something like this. So in doing this, I'm going to use the curvy part of my ruler, and the connection is going to be from here to this point, from this point to this point, diagonally like so. So in case you are confused, you can just take your straight ruler then I'm going to connect the 2 points together. You can see what I have like this. Then I have this for the shape of my collar. So I'm going to erase the straight line. So guys, now we have the stand collar ready. As you can see, the next step is to draft the shirt collar.